exactly what you want to see. Let's run this puppy in. Score a touchdown and tie this game. Life, run for your life, touchdown on one play. Worked on this in practice. Touchdown. It's up to Kelvin Benjamin. This is all you, buddy. Kelvin Benjamin for a touchdown. Oh, he toasted his man. Holmes toasted his man. Spin move. Oh! Oh! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of Throwback Thursday. That is right, we return to Throwback Thursday, and we continue on with our Madden 19 Los Angeles Chargers Fantasy Draft Rebuild. It is a mouthful, but I know that you guys are loving it. So, where we stopped in the last episode, we started the first season and we simulated to around the halfway point, give or take, and we did not perform very well in the first year simulation so far. We have one win in our first 7 games. We are 1-6, so we are not really that good this year, even though I thought we were going to be decently good, because we have a lot of veteran players on this team. But I think that back in these older Maddens, I say older, this is only a few years ago, but back in this Madden, quarterback rating mattered a ton. And we have a rookie Josh Allen who's in the mid to low 70s at this point. So I think that in simulation, at least in simulation, the quarterback rating and who you have as your quarterback matters so much in this game. So we are going to have to struggle through the first season to develop Josh Allen, to let him turn into the Josh Allen that we know he is in real life, and then maybe we'll be a little bit of a better off in simulation. So first year is going to be a little rough. I wouldn't expect us to win many games in simulation. Hopefully we can win this game against the other one-win team in the NFL. Well, at least one of the other. I don't know how many other ones there are, but I know for a fact that there is at least another one because we're playing them this week. The Seattle Seahawks. I almost said the Supersonics. The Seattle Seahawks are 1-6-1 in their season so far. So they aren't doing any better than we are, although they do have a tie. So, or maybe they're 1-5-1, 1-5-1. They have a tie, so that maybe that's a little bit better than us. I don't know. But we are 1-6-1. We are at least probably going to have a good draft pick, so that's good. And this is the old scouting. So that at least I can hopefully get some good draft picks if the class is good. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see about that. I've been doing a little bit of scouting. You guys saw that. So let's go finish this first season and see how good or bad we are. Hit that like button if you're enjoying Throwback Thursday. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Juice Club. Let's get right to it. Here we are. We are into right where we left off in the last episode. Week number 9. We're taking on the 1-5-1 Seahawks at CenturyLink Field. That's what it was called. I knew that it was called something like that before they changed it to Lumen Field with the new sponsor, but it was CenturyLink Field. That's what it was. So we're taking on them. We do have some players ready to negotiate. I don't know if there's anybody here that really needs to be brought back. I think we talked about this last Thursday. Out of all these guys, I could do without really any of them. I don't think any of them matter too much to the team. Maybe Greg Zuerlein, I guess. But we could probably get a better kicker. And Jordan Berry's the guy, as you can see, we offered him a contract last Thursday, but he rejected it, I think. We needed more money and more bonus to his contract. But we don't punt the football anyway, so punter doesn't necessarily matter too much. But it would be nice just to have a punter on the team, and at least a high-rated punter. This is what the team looks like. Josh Allen is a 74 overall quarterback. We still have Christian McCaffrey, as you know. We got Antonio Brown, Julian Edelman. The offensive line's pretty good now that Marquise Pouncey is back from injury. He was injured in the preseason. We have Josh Allen. We have Jonathan Allen on the defensive line with Big John Hankins, Brent Grimes. We have a lot of really older players that are high overalls, but they're, like I said, they're really old. So who knows how long they're going to last? I don't know. We did suffer a pretty big injury with Antoine Bethea getting injured a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure when exactly he got hurt, but he's been out for a little bit now, and Troy Apke has to start at free safety for us, so that's not good. But it is what it is. We'll have to survive. But we are going to play the moments against this Seattle team and see how good they can be. Maybe this will be our second win. At this point, do we even want to win any more games, or do we just want to have the guaranteed first overall pick? I don't know. We'll have to decide that depending on how good this game goes. But I hope you guys are enjoying Throwback Thursday. If you are, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. We are going to jump in and play the moments against the Seahawks on the road at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Is it going to be raining? Probably. Let's go find out.
This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. We are just moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Seattle Seahawks. With that, let's get up to Seattle. Standing by at CenturyLink Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game in these types of situations?
And the rain is falling. How will that affect the passing game? We're about to find out here. This is the first drive of the
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Allen in the rain on the road in Seattle. We knew it'd be raining. It always rains in Seattle against when you're playing the Seahawks. And we're going to see if we can get our second win of the season. It's going to be pretty tough because I don't know if this team's very good. I mean, I think this team is good. It seems to be okay, at least when we play it in actual games. There's a big-time throw from Josh Allen to Antonio Brown, but like I said in the intro, I think that having a quarterback of a high overall really does matter in this Madden. It really does. I don't know. I didn't know that it mattered that much, but it seems like it does because we have a decent team, at least in year number 1. You'd think that we'd have a decent record, at least more than 1 win, and yet that's not what we have. We only have 1 win on the year. Looking for our second win. The Browns are 7-2, by the way. I don't know if you saw that or not. It's down there on the bottom ticker. Well, you can't see it now, but the Browns are 7-2. I'm going to have to roll out and then find Christian McCaffrey as a little dump down on the verticals, and it's 3 for 3 start for Josh Allen. Let's go with a play-action draw. This could work. Jimmy Graham and Antonio Brown could get open here. Edelman has no help. There's no help over the top for the corner against Julian. And I think he won that matchup. Julian Edelman, the ball was way overthrown by Josh there. He overestimated the speed of Julian Edelman there on that route. Looks like they have Harrison Smith out there as the safety. Okay. I'm going to roll out to the left. I'm going to step. I'm going to wait for Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham did not make a move. And Farley is going to take this back for a pick 6. There is a flag. I don't know what it is. I don't know why Jimmy Graham never beat his man there. He clearly should have been able to beat him. Is it going to be roughing the passer? Pass interference. Okay. Terrell Suggs gets called for pass interference, and we survive the interception, the pick 6. That's super lucky. That is really lucky that we got a pick, or that we got a roughing the passer, not roughing the passer. We got a pass interference call there. I'm gonna have to throw that ball, and Ziggy Ansah gets to the quarterback on the left side. That is not what I wanted to have happen. Joe Staley shouldn't get beat by Ziggy Ansah. That's just basic facts. The Saints are 0-7, by the way, so we won't even have the number 1 overall pick. If we were to stay with 1 win, how in the world did Josh Allen miss that throw? He was wide open. Josh, you gotta be better, man. I know you're at 74 overall or whatever, but you gotta hit that throw. That is as easy of an NFL throw you're gonna have. And we're gonna go with this one. That's gonna be knocked incomplete. Mike Williams couldn't bring it in. And we are gonna have to settle for some sort of points, a 57-yard field goal. Do we even attempt this at 57 yards? 8 miles an hour going from left to right. We'll see if we can hit this. It's gonna hook way to the left. I think it had the distance, but the angle was not there. I guess the accuracy just wasn't very good on that one. I didn't think that I messed up that much, but I guess I did. And the Seahawks score 7. They have Joe Mixon on their team too, if you didn't know. They score 14. They score 21. Man, we suck. We really do suck. I didn't realize that we suck this much, but I guess that we do. Who would have thought? We get a field goal to go down 21-3, but they score a touchdown to make it 28-3. Is this team really as bad as it's playing out? Because I didn't think that it played this bad, but I mean, it seems like Josh Allen just isn't a very good player in this game, and that was a lob. I don't know why that was a lob. That might have been the controller's fault there instead of user error. Because I pressed it, I held it down, but it might not have counted as it. We are going to get blown out by the Seahawks in this game. That is insane. We just got blown out by the Seahawks, who have Mitch Trubisky as their quarterback. Josh Allen, 18 of 38, 197 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Josh Allen as a rookie. 12 for 36 for Christian McCaffrey. No run game. Really no impressive passing game. Tackles, Sean Lee led tackles with Ryan Shazier. We didn't sack Trubisky at all. We didn't pick off Mitchell Trubisky at all. See, that's what the problem was. I mean, everything was the problem there. We got 3 points on the road against Seattle. With this team, that's a disappointment. Okay, so we're here at week number 10 after the embarrassing loss against the Seahawks to make us go 1-7. It is going to be a very interesting end of the season here. We're going to finish up the season, and I'm guessing we're not going to make the playoffs. So next episode is most likely going to be the first offseason in this series because, yeah, we're 1-7. We're not making the postseason, that is for sure. We'd have to win every single game, and then even then, we probably wouldn't even make the postseason. We'd have to go 9-7. We do get a win, though. We beat the Raiders, who were 4-4, by the way. So we now go to 2-7. McCaffrey gets an upgrade point. That's cool. We now are 2-7 on the season. I think I'm going to let my scouting points go up a little bit. So we're playing the Denver Broncos here in week 11. Okay. Week 11. Are we going to get a win against the Broncos? We do. What is happening? We got a win against the Denver Broncos. La'el Collins gets an upgrade point. We're hurting our draft positioning, if anything. We're not going to make the playoffs, so I really don't think we should be winning this game. Antoine Bethea, he's scheduled to come back against the Bengals. We'll keep Apke in there so that Bethea can continue to get some rest. I'm going to continue to kind of pile up those scouting points, but we're going week 12 against the Steelers, right? Was that what it was? Was it against? No, it was against the Cardinals. Steelers are next week. We win against the Cardinals. Okay, I'm going to have to change something here. We're 4-7. We are 4-7 here. Bethea is back. I'm going to have to change something. I don't want to win these games. The Steelers are 2-9, but we're just hurting draft positioning at this point. We are really just hurting our draft spot. We're going to see if we beat the Steelers, who are our 2-win team. The way this has been going, I would guess we would win. We do. We win 24-10. We are now 5-7 with 2 new injuries. It is Jimmy Graham, dislocated ankle. He's done for the year. And Terrell Edmonds done for the year with a partial MCL tear. So that hurts. That's probably going to not help us very much at all with those injuries. Those 2 guys are out for the rest of the season. Unless for some reason we make a wild card game, which I don't even really want to do at this point. But we got 328 scouting points available after letting it stack up for a little bit. We can scout some wide receivers, and we can scout some other stuff. There's not a really great wide receiver class, at least at the top. The first 2 rounds, not great. How's the best tight end in the class? He's a projected first-round talent. He's a late first-rounder. Okay, that's not like horrible or anything. There seems to be a couple decent left tackles. The left guards are not great. The centers are okay. I mean, the center was always the best position anyway in these old drafts. We're going up against the 4-7-1 Bengals, so we have a very favorable schedule. A lot of the teams that we've played have been under 500 and been really bad. So maybe this season's going to end up working out for us, and we're going to make the playoffs. We win again. We are now, what, 6-7? Another injury, and this time it is Marshall Yanda with a shoulder tear. He's out for a month, which means he will miss the rest of the season. Is that going to hurt us? Probably, because he's our starting, what, right guard, left guard? He's one of our starters at the guard position. I think it's right guard. It is indeed white guard. We have Wes Schweitzers, whatever his name is. You know who I'm talking about. He's our new starting right guard, but we're going up against the Chiefs in prime time at Arrowhead. Can Josh Allen lead us to a victory here and make us go 7-7? That would be amazing. I don't know how we've turned this around so much. Just think if we would have won that game. Oh, we lost. So we're 6-8. Just think if we would have won that game against the Seahawks to open the episode. We would have had such a better record right now. We'd have one more win, obviously. Man, that kind of sucks now that you think about it. Let's go back to player negotiations. And let's talk to Jordan Berry. He likes the contract length, but we got to bump up the money a little bit. I don't want to pay a punter crazy amounts of money, especially because we don't use our punter in played games. So it's not like a big deal. But if we go $8 million over 4 years, he should accept. I was going to say, that's probably a little overpay for a punter, but whatever. The rest of these guys, we could let walk. We don't need them. So we don't really need them. Let's see if we can beat the 7-6-1 Ravens. A lot of ties happening in simulation in Madden 19. I didn't expect that to happen, but whatever. And we tied speaking of ties, we tied 28-28 with the Ravens. So we go into the final week of the season. Remember, back in Madden 19 in 2018, there was no 18th game or 18th week. There was no 17th game. So we are 6-8-1. If we take a look at the standings right now, we are tied with the Chiefs for the worst record in the division. If we go to the AFC, there is really no shot that we can we can make the playoffs. We would have to have the Dolphins lose, the Raiders lose, the Colts lose, the Texans lose, and the Chiefs lose just for us to be up here in conversations. I don't think there's any way. The Ravens have tied twice now. I forgot that they tied once. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't think there's any physical way we can make the playoffs, even as a wild card team. So that kind of sucks. That tie really does affect us. That tie hurts. So even with this record, we're just gonna finish like mediocre in this first season here. I don't know why we had such a dominant win streak going towards the middle part of the season. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, the cornerback class seems to be pretty decent, at least at the middle rounds. That's promising. We do need a couple corners, I would say. So that's a promising sight that the cornerbacks could be pretty good this year. But let's finish out the season. We're going up against the 9-6 Denver Broncos, division rivals. Are we going to make it 7 wins, or are we going to make it 9 losses? We finish the year with a W. We don't make the playoffs. I figured that wasn't going to happen. I figured that we weren't going to make the playoffs. But in our first oh God, that's not what I wanted to pull up. Deshaun Watson, Mr. Happy Ending, wins the MVP of the league this year. Ryan Shazier gets 2 upgrade points. Josh Allen gets 1. Very, very interesting end of the season here. I don't even know what to think about. That's not what I wanted to do either. We get to see him again. Deshaun Watson wins MVP of the league. I forgot that they had him so good in this game because he was so good in real life. Let's just forget about all these practice squad players. Doesn't really matter. Re-sign the staff. I don't think we have to re-sign anybody. I'm going to keep Anthony Lynn around, I think. Should we fire Anthony Lynn? His contract expires in 2021. Should we fire Anthony Lynn? I think we should fire our trainer because he kind of got we had a lot of injuries there. So let's fire our trainer and let's fire Anthony Lynn. You know what? Let's shake things up a little bit. I want to shake things up. We're gonna fire Anthony Lynn next episode, or actually not next episode. We will simulate to the Super Bowl. Actually, this is the Super Bowl that the Eagles beat the Patriots. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the Philly special. Who's coming back from injury? Marshall Yanda is back from injury. Yeah, that didn't help, having Marshall Yanda injured. We did get hit with some pretty significant injuries. Jimmy Graham, Tremaine Edmonds, Marshall Yanda. Marquise Pouncey at the beginning of the year got hurt, and that kind of held us back a little bit. We have Jimmy Graham coming back from injury. It doesn't matter because we're not in the playoffs. But we can hire staff now, so let's go see who the head coach is going to be of the LA Chargers. We got Mike Tomlin here. That's going to be an interesting one. And Jason Garrett. I want to go after Mike Tomlin. I'm going to make him an offer he cannot refuse, and we're going to try and bring in Mike Tomlin. He's never had a losing record. We're going to go $6.5 million over 3 seasons to Mike Tomlin, and then we're going to go to trainers, and we're going to get Nick Garrett because nobody's bidding for him. He's world-class regression. I don't know what that means, but hopefully it means it's good. We're going to go for him. And everybody's bidding for Dan Winters, but we're going to go for Nick Garrett. Hopefully we can get him. All right, so and that'll hopefully limit the amount of injuries that we have. Let's go to the Pro Bowl next week. We will take a look at the final stats on the year just at the end of the episode so that we can see how our team performed. We got one more returning from injury. It's Tremaine Edmonds. We did hire a trainer, so that's good. Did we get Mike Tomlin? Is that Mike Tomlin in the background? It is. Mike Tomlin is our new head coach of the LA Chargers. 3 years, $6.5 million deal, and we got the trainer as well. That's big. Let's take a look at the Pro Bowl. It's the Rams and the Titans in the Super Bowl, by the way. Here is your Pro Bowl rosters for the AFC, NFC. I'm not going to read out everybody's name, but I will scroll down if you want to pause it. If you want to take a look specifically at a certain position group or a certain player that you think you see, then you can certainly do that. Manti Te'o made the Pro Bowl. That's good for him. But I will just keep scrolling here so that we can get through. I'm not sure if we got any Pro Bowlers. I didn't really pay attention to the AFC side of things. I don't know if we got a Pro Bowler, but Titans and Rams in the Super Bowl this year. That's kind of like the 2000 Super Bowl where the Titans almost won it, but they were like 2 yards or a yard short or whatever it was on the famous play at the end of the game. Let's go to left outside linebackers, scout some more of these guys because we could use some linebackers, that is for sure. Middle linebacker's not great, but left outside linebacker seems to be pretty good. That's good. Okay, I'll go through all these guys off camera, and I'll put some more guys on the board that I feel is worth it. Josh Allen's to a 76 right now, but let's take a look at stats. Let's take a look at stats before we find out who's going to win the Super Bowl in year number 1. So, in Josh Allen's rookie season, he had 4,200 yards, 34 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. I'd say that is a really good rookie season. I want to see him improve on that. I want to see him build on that. Christian McCaffrey, 239 carries, 1,033 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Marshawn Lynch had 8 touchdowns. Receiving-wise, 2 guys got over 1,000 yards. Antonio Brown had 85 catches, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Julian Edelman almost mirrored that with 11 touchdowns as well. That's pretty crazy. Jimmy Graham, but he got hurt. Mike Williams. Okay, we're using Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield, too. I like that. Blocking. Defensively, Ryan Shazier, as expected, leads the team in tackles, 155. Sean Lee with 114. Brent Grimes, 86. The sack leader is Von Miller with 9. Shazier with 5.5. 3 for Jonathan Allen. Interception leader, 3 for Joe Hayden, 1 for Shazier, Sean Lee, and Cam Chancellor. Forced fumbles, how many of those did we get? We got 1 with Joe Hayden, 1 with Chancellor, and 1 for Jayon Brown, but we only recovered 2 of them. Interesting. Do we have any block kicks? 1 block kick for Jayon Brown. Any safeties? No safeties. And no defensive touchdowns. All right, very interesting. Defense not producing like amazingly in terms of turning the ball over. Greg Zuerlein, 14 of 19, 54-yarder was his longest. And then we go to kick return and punt return. Antonio Brown only got 21 punt returns, so that's not like crazy. And then we go to the end of the stats. So that is the stats. We can take a look at the yearly awards, I guess. We already saw who won the MVP. Coach of the Year goes to Kyle Shanahan. AFC stuff, Matt Stafford. Ryan Shazier wins Defensive Player of the Year. Josh Allen wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Taven Bryan wins the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Matt Stafford, Zeke Elliott, Doug Baldwin, Zach Martin, Trent Murphy, Ryan Shazier, Brian Body Calhoun, and Steven Gostkowski. So we get a few awards. I'll take it. Watson, Shaq Thompson, Baker Mayfield, Minka Fitzpatrick, Watson, Gordon. The Panthers had a really good season, but they didn't make the playoffs. They got beat by the Rams. That's crazy. Demaryius Thomas, Brandon Scherf, Khalil Mack, Demario Davis, Trevor Williams, and Graham Gano. They almost swept the NFC awards. That's pretty crazy. We had the 10th best offense in the league. It is what it is. Let's see who's going to win the Super Bowl. The first Super Bowl of the series, Titans and Rams. I'm going to say Rams. They beat the Panthers, who seem to be the best team in the NFC. So I'm going to say the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl here. And it is a 28-0 blowout. Titans win the Super Bowl. Wow. Okay, I didn't see that coming. We have an 87 overall offense and an 81 defense. What is our... you know what? We're going to have to change our scheme fits. Maybe that's what we struggle with. Now that we have Mike Tomlin on the team, we're probably going to have to go with a little bit of vertical power run or vertical zone run. Maybe vertical power run might be better. Let's go with vertical power run, and then we might need to fix our defensive schemes. 4-6 defense or a 4-6 defense. Let's go with the 4-6 defense, I guess. So we'll see how we play with that. We have a lot of money to spend in cap room, I would guess, because we only brought back one punter, and that was it. Our left tackle, Joe Staley, retired, so we're going to have to focus on left tackle. That's a big need. We might have to trade for a left tackle. I don't even know. But I do want to see what our draft picks are at. We have $84.6 million in cap space. So our draft picks right now, we pick at 13. We have all of our first round picks. Okay, we have all of our picks, I should say. Okay, so we pick at pick 13. We're not going to get a amazing top end or anything like that unless we trade up. But it is going to be pretty interesting. That's going to do it for this week's Throwback Thursday. Next episode, next Thursday, will be the off-season, our first off-season of the series. I hope you guys are excited for that. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.